Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Ashan and welcome back to my channel. And this video is a recap of last week's trades and also my thought processes in the market for Euro JPY and AUD USD. So those are the two pairs I'm trading right now fully, and I'm actually moving on to AJ, so it'll be exciting, starting a new pair. This is going to be a really long video. It's actually a 20+ minute video, so sit back and enjoy the video, and there's a lot of value in it. I do talk a lot about pair characteristics. That's something I've focused a lot on recently. So yeah, a lot of value, but it is a 20+ minute video. So, and if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm to get this type of content out to traders just like you. So yeah, that's that, and let's get straight onto the video. So right now I'm on EJ. The two pairs that I trade fully now are EJ and AU, and actually this week I'm moving on to AJ. So hopefully I can add more pairs to my portfolio. But yeah, I'm going to cover EJ now. So the 7th of Feb was the start of the week, which was around here, and we actually gapped up and then pushed down. We do have a bit of ascending after this large impulse, and after a large impulse, getting this ascending is not uncommon on this pair EJ. It likes to do that. So we did push up, gapped up, and then we pushed down. This wasn't enough for me, especially in the Monday mornings. Then we pushed down further, and then we actually were left with this double wick. Let me actually bar replay it. At this point, Joshua Bunker always says in his trade recaps, if you are a Gorilla member, you probably, and you do watch the trade recaps, he always says when he sees wicks at the bottom of an impulse, it either ranges around or it reverses completely. So at this point I wanted to see weakness, basically showing me that the wicks are a warning sign, right? So I wanted to see that there was no momentum to the upside and there was weakness to the upside actually, right? And that's shown through a range, shown through a range, so it doesn't push you to the upside. So at this point, if I bar replay it, we get this bullish candle, so that is not a good sign. And then when we get these two bullish candles, for me, like on this pair especially, when we do get aggressive retraces on this pair especially, it's a no-go. It'll reverse, so it's more likely to reverse. So at this point I was not interested, and then we completely pushed up, right? So that was my thinking there. And then actually we pushed up in an ascending manner. So yeah, within the high and low, it moved up in an ascending manner, which is very common on EJ. So let me get rid of this. Yeah, so we moved up in an ascending manner, all right, and then we impulsed, right, which is what I said before, which is common. So we ascended, impulsed up, and this one candle break with a wick didn't show me that it can be sustained to the upside, and we did retrace like this, though I did see if it would have tapped my bullet zone, and it didn't, and missed it. Even with adding 2 pips above the most recent high, still wouldn't have tapped it. But I was watching Joshua Bunker's recap on this, and he was saying that he said the same reasons in which I did just now, but he also added, which I wasn't thinking about as much at the time, but yeah, there was a liquidity zone over here. So that's another reason to not get involved, because it just pushed up and retraced with a wick, right? So in these situations you need to see a bit more momentum, to, you know, say you're out of the ascending mana and out of this liquidity grab. But at this point, it just pushed up and retraced, so it didn't get involved. And then we further pushed up, and at this point, let me bar replay it again. So at this point, all right, let me actually put my highs and lows. So this is the low, this is the high. So we pushed up, left a double wick and retraced, right? And if you guys want to see how to see, you know, where it retraces, what price is the high, what price is the low, you can just check on the top left. It says the high, low, close. So yeah, so over here we have the high and the low, and we have this retrace, aggressive retrace, right? And then we have another aggressive retrace. So when you see this on this pair, you know, you tend to see an a descending within the range, and then a push down. So it doesn't have to happen, but it's more likely to happen. So we started to push down, push up, push down, and then did we break the low? Don't think we did. We did not yet. Yeah, retraced, right, and then it pushed down. So you can see how it's moving kind of in this descending nature. So we retrace again. So we're just pushing down, retracing. So it's not showing any momentum to the downside as well, right? And then it broke the low here, and then it pushed up to break the high, and then it retraced. So this is very, you know, it's not a lot of momentum showing in either direction. It's a very range bound price action that, you know, we should just be sitting on our hands and not being involved until we see clear momentum, right? If you're wondering what these questions are, these are just questions that I ask myself before entering a trade now. These are things that I've noticed Joshua Bunker say all the time in his recaps, and I've kind of just gathered the questions all together and yeah, just ask myself these questions. So, you know, are we range bound or trending? And depending on these, if we're range bound or trending, I'll need to see a more momentum break of the high or low. So, you know, if we're range bound, I'll need to see a bit more of a break, if you get what I mean. You know, what is price action telling me? You know, what are the wicks telling me? That kind of thing. Has momentum shifted? So I need to see a clear momentum shift. So at this point, you know, I don't want to get involved at all. There is no, let me get rid of this high and low. There's no momentum shift at all. So not looking to get involved. Is there evidence to take the trade? No. Are there more reasons to take the trade than not to take the trade? I'm not even interested. So no. Am I willing to risk 1%? No. So like, I know when I ask myself these questions, usually I've realized through my testing and, you know, live trading that this is just for me, if I personally make a plan, like a full-on detailed trade plan, like with a lot of bullet points, I doubt I'm going to really look at it before I enter a trade. I usually know if I'm going to make a trade in 2-3 minutes at most. So having these questions up here can really help me make a decision very, very quick. Right. So anyways, I'm digressing. So yeah, very range bound price action. So I wasn't looking to get involved. And then we did push down. So as I said before, we might get these descending natures and then it pushes down. So we're left with this really large wick. When we see a wick, you know, it's got to reverse or range. And especially, you know, look at the major high and major low here, right? So this could easily, especially with this pair, I keep saying especially with this pair because I did like a full pair characteristic detailed analysis, you know, through looking at Joshua's recaps and everything. You know, so I feel that focus on pair characteristics and asking yourself key questions is the way I go personally. So I've been really focusing on that. Anyways, we got this large wick and we pushed up with these two bullish candles, but keep in mind, you know, at the top of these bullish candles, I'm seeing a bit of weakness. But right now, looking at this wick and the retrace, I'm not interested at all. So for me personally, if we see a lot of weakness, right, a lot of weakness through a larger range, and we have a weak break of the bottom line, I could be interested. But right now, you know, if we do get another bullish candle, I wouldn't be interested at all. It's just too much of a retracement for me. What could easily happen with this pair after impulses, it likes to descend. So if it starts descending, I'll be looking for maybe a bunker bomb, right? A bunker bomb. I'll be looking to get into a reversal bullet. So if it descends, nice break. Might look to take a reversal bullet like this, or we might even start to get a descending and then a push down, in which I'm happy to take a continuation bullet here, or even have a push down and look for a bomb, right? So these are things that I'm interested in. It could go, obviously, it could go the other way, start ranging. We might get this ascending, a push up, in which, like, I'm happy to take a bomb. So here we have AU, final pair I'm going to cover. So here, if I go back here, this is the market open, and I took this this combo, right? My thinking was, let me bar replay it. So yeah, from this point, right, the next candle is market open, and my thinking is if it starts to kind of ascend to the combo area. The combo is basically where the bullet and the bomb, you know, synchronize together, and you know, you can take an entry simultaneously. So yeah, if it starts ascending to this area, I'm happy to take a combo. Right, that was my thinking. Right, so if we look over here, it taps me in right now. This is where it taps me in. And I was happy to take this trade at the time, and I thought nothing wrong of it, right? But apparently Joshua Bunker, he really likes, he doesn't really like, I don't know why I'm saying he really likes. He wants to see a bit more of a range on a Monday morning. So this is something I didn't catch on, but yeah, he wants to see a bit more of a range on a Monday morning. So that's why he didn't take the trade. So this is something I'm going to note down and be wary of, that on Monday mornings he wants to see more of a range. So yeah, a loss that could be avoided, but happy to take the loss because I can learn this, something to learn from, and I will not make this mistake again. Then we pushed up, right, and we have a nice push up. Bear in mind the high is over here, right? This is the major high, so we just broke the major high, but at this point I want to see a bit more, right? We retraced, so not looking at anything. But if you did get in into that trade, you would have reduced your risk. So right now we have a 1 candle break, 2 candle break, a 3 candle break. I don't count the number of candles, but I look at, you know, the amount of momentum in which the candles are breaking. And from here, from this point, sorry, I'm like really going into detail with this, probably taking a lot of time, but I I think that's how I've become. I don't want to get really into detail with, the pre-trade process and, how to, kind of think the way Joshua Bunker does. Anyways, so we broke the high. We're seeing more momentum. And then this candle, for me, right, we have this bullish kind of pin bar where engulfing, where like we have the wick at the bottom showing that it doesn't want to go to the downside, it wants to go to the upside. And look at this break, solid close, no wick at the top. So at this point I'm interested, right? But for me it was really early in the morning, like in Australia. So at this point it was around 3, I think around, this is a 2 p.m. close candle. So it was around 1 to 2 p.m. in the UK. So for me, it was around 1 a.m. for me in Australia. So I was asleep. So as we pushed on, right, entry would have been, you would have been tapped in over here. Let me just get my risk reward tool. So the high would have been this, so 80. I put it 2 pips above. Stop loss 12 pips. So I would have been tapped in here. But yeah, I was asleep at this time. At this point it would have been like 3 a.m. for me. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. I think I need to get an Apple Watch or something like that to wake me up, at the top of every hour. Obviously you can't do that, for the rest of your life. I don't think that's feasible, but like maybe when I start to see a potential setup forming, I should be setting alarms. Like at this point, maybe when it retraced here, like I should have sensed that we potentially could be ascending up, right? Especially with AU, right? Because AU likes to trend correctively. It likes to trend correctively. So I should have understood that we could be potentially getting a setup. So I could have set alarms. So that's something I need to really get in the habit of. Anyways, you would have been tapped in and you would have reduced your risk to around like nearly break even, basically. I'm gonna get rid of this because I didn't enter the trade. So basically at this point I was like, oh shit, like I missed a trade. But we did get a solid close over here, this candle. So seeing a bit of momentum through this, I look to get involved. And because it's AU and it likes to trend correctively, I was happy to get involved. So I got tapped in, reduced my risk, and then it took me out. Right, it took me out for, if I'm not mistaken, 0.28% profit. It's because I was able to reduce my risk at this low. And this, I don't know if you can see, this candle broke this candle's high. So this was the low. So I got to take 0.28% profit. Yeah, I can dwell on, missing this trade, and I would have made, I think, an extra 1% or something like that. But it is what it is, and I've got to learn from it. So yeah, at this point, we got a break of this low. And for me, I was seeing a bit of momentum, and we did get a bit of a wick. Now, my thinking was I need to see weakness, right? I need to see weakness to show that the wick isn't as significant, and we want to continue down. So when I saw this candle, like, this is bullish, right? If I look at it now, it's bullish, so it does not want to go down. It's bullish, right? This should have been the thing in my head. But for me, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I saw a bit of wick rejection. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing a bit of weakness, so I am happy to enter this trade. So I think when I saw this, I entered. I put a limit order on the bullet zone, and then like it tapped me in. But this is not correct thinking. Like, I shouldn't be looking so deep. Like, oh, there was a bit of weakness at the bullet zone when this bullish candle hit it and rejected. Like, this isn't a proper rejection. This is a bullish candle, right? So that was a mistake on my part. 2 lessons learned here, and this took me out for a 1% loss. So yeah, currently I'm I'm minus 1.72% so far for Feb. Not the best start. These 2 trades could have been avoided. This one, I could have gotten in earlier, and I could be looking at plus 1.28% for the week. I saw Adam Gergen's Instagram post, and he only took the 1 bullet entry that was over here, and he's up for the month right now. So it is what it is. It's those small adjustments that can make you that better trader, and those are the adjustments I keep on making. So yeah, anyways, we pushed up. Let me get rid of this. So yeah, we pushed up, we started trending. We started trending up, and then we had a bit of volatility. I think there was a lot of volatility for all the pairs actually, and it was actually quite funny. I have an accountability group I'm with, and like we were just making jokes like, I think all the pairs are just a bit volatile. But yeah, we got the V, and when we see a V, Joshua always says, this indicates volatility, which can lead to range bound price action. And that's what we got. We got the break of the low, retrace, break of the low, retrace, break of the low, retrace, descending, right? And then we pushed up, break of the high, retrace, pushed up, and then completely pushed down again. So now we're just sitting between this high and low, right? So for me right now, I'm not looking at anything. I need to see clear momentum. This is just a range bound price action to me. So yeah, we could start to see, we have this kind of V, so could be looking at range bound price action. We might, if we get a further push down, I'll look to take a bomb, right? If we get a push up, this has become really messy. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Jesus. Yeah. So if we start to get some momentum to the upside, I'll look to take a bomb over here, and then the same for the downside. If we start to descend quite nicely, I'll look to take a bullet entry, right? A reversal bullet entry, and vice versa to the upside. But right now it's not showing a lot of momentum, so I'm just going to wait it out and sit on my hands. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and took a lot of value from it. If you like the 20 plus minute videos of the trade recaps and the forecasts, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want me to keep it a bit more shorter, a bit more crisp, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll make it a bit shorter for you guys. But yeah, that's that, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.